Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. Tom LaHue. We're going to be looking at the Clifton StrengthsFinder strength of restorative. And if you scored high in this, then I hope that this video encourages you to use that strength in whatever organizations or teams you're in to bring them back to be the most successful they can be. If you're like me and you didn't know what this was or you didn't score very high in it, then we have room for improvement, as all of us do. So just as a reminder, in the description below is a link to my website, tomlahue.com, where I do Enneagram coaching. I meet with people all over the world, couples, relationship coaching, to help figure out what is it I'm supposed to do in life, and how do I get along with people, and why do I feel stuck, and all kinds of reasons people reach out to me. And I'd love to meet with you. You can book coaching plans there. Also have a lot of on-demand classes, and I do live classes as well. So check out the website, and I'd love to see you in one of my courses. There's all kinds of room for us to grow and develop, and the Enneagram is a great tool to help us understand more about ourselves, and the Clifton StrengthsFinders is a great tool to help us be more productive and make sure that we align our strengths in such a way to be the most useful and make the great difference we can in this world. When you go to my website, you can join my Enneagram community, and I have a free gift for you. It's a download of a mini course called Know Your Why. It's important that you understand who you are and why you're here, and then clarify and align your goals with that. So let's talk today about this gift, restorative. And if you're going through my course on demand, then this is the last of the executing domain on Myers-Briggs on Clifton StrengthsFinders. Clifton StrengthsFinders is divided up into 4 basic domains, and I've realized that Enneagram type 1s especially, and maybe some 6s, probably scored pretty high on this whole domain of executing. It is primarily the domain of Enneagram type 1s. And I think that's the same with this strength of restorative. 1s and 6s and probably some 5s and maybe some 9s would score really high in this, and maybe even some 8s. I can see where some 8s could score high on this. But again, being a 7, I feel a little left out. I'm just going to have to wait till I get to another one of these domains. There's the domain of executing, and then influencing, relationship building, and strategic thinking. So hopefully one of these I'll score better in. This, I have to admit, I scored 33 out of 34. So out of 34 strengths, this is my second to last strength. My last strength was one of the executing, which was deliberative. Stopping and deliberating before you take action. Don't score high in that. And then restorative is my second to last. So what is restorative? Well, think of restoring something, whether it's a object like a radio that's broken, or whether it's a hotel that's not making a profit, or an organization that is, losing customers. This person who has this strength loves to solve problems. I don't like problems. The person with this strength loves to analyze and figure out what's going on, where the disconnect is, and gets energized by solving problems. And I'm glad. I'm glad these people exist, because when my washing machine breaks down, I am glad that they show up and can take care of it. So let's read what I have on the card here for what is restorative strength. People exceptionally talented in the restorative theme are adept at dealing with problems. They're good at figuring out what is wrong and resolving it. So, fantastic. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're on our team. Now, I'm just going to make this about me for a second. You might say, Tom, why would you have a problem with this? Why would anybody have a problem with this? If you scored high in this, you're probably confused. Why would anybody have a problem with this? Well, when I have something that breaks down or something's not working right, I feel like I don't want to focus on this. I need to, but I feel like this pressure that I'm going to be locked in with trying to repair this broken thing. Like, I can't get up and leave until this thing is fixed. And I feel this pressure, like it's got to be done, it's got to be taken care of, and I feel trapped and stuck in all the things that a 7 doesn't want to feel just because something's not working right. Now, that doesn't mean I have an excuse to always call somebody else to come in and take care of it. I need to learn, I need to grow, I need to develop and become better at disciplining myself to stick with and solve a problem. I've always thought, as a student, I'm much better at memorizing than I am at problem solving. I always hated math and geometry and all those things. Well, let's make this about the strength again and not about me. So he says, I am not intimidated by points of pain or dysfunction. In other words, when something's not working right and there's a problem or a dysfunction, it doesn't overwhelm you, it doesn't scare you. In fact, you find yourself leaning in like, oh, what's this? Let me take a look at that. Let me see. And maybe you get like excited or energized. Like, I want to see where it's broken down. I want to see where something is not working right. I got to admit, my grandfather was probably an Enneagram Type 1, and this is him. This may have been his number one strength. And I appreciate this. I really do. I love these people, and I need them in my life. I will look for the bug in the system and diagnose what ails. You want this person as your cardiologist. You want this person as your airline mechanic. You want this person on your team. I bring courage and creativity to problematic situations. The courage to focus on it, creative problem-solving solutions. I need problems that must be solved. Listen to that. I need problems that must be solved. And I imagine there's a lot of us that are like, I don't want problems. And if there are problems, I don't want to know about them. I just want them to be taken care of so that we can move on and do more creative, fun, inspiring, exciting stuff. I don't want to have to slow down and work through the problems. I don't want to have to show my work, like remember in the math lessons when you were a kid. But this person who scores high in restorative is a person who needs problems that must be solved. Okay, I love finding solutions. I love working through the problem and then that exhilarating feeling of, I know what to do now. I know what it takes. I know what part to order. I know how to rewire this so that it works correctly. I get frustrated. I've put together electric guitars. I thought, oh, that would be fun. You get all the pieces and then you save money and you create something and it's yours. It's not fun. You get frustrated. It's tedious. It doesn't work right. You solder it and I just think I'm never doing this again. I would rather pay $100 more and have it already put together. And who do you give it to? Somebody who scores high in restorative. You take it to the Guitar Center and the guy who restores guitars puts it together and makes it work right. I just want to drop it off. Tell me when to pick it up. Tell me when to pick it up. I'll come back and get it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Call me. I love finding solutions. I hate the idea that problems will disappear if they are ignored. And so there's a lot of people, and a lot of 9s even, there's a lot of people that are just like, it'll probably work itself out. I'll just turn the radio up, and that sound that the engine's making will probably just go away on its own. I mean, after all, it's a Toyota. I mean, it's going to work itself out. Cars have growing pains, and it's just going to be a matter of time. I just need to probably ignore this and let it go. If I tinker around with it, it's probably just going to make it worse. And so this person who scores high in restorative hates the idea that, problems will work themselves out. The reality is that sometimes problems do work themselves out, and sometimes the best way to solve a problem is with benign neglect, but oftentimes, many times, we need to get in there and we need to analyze it, and we need to troubleshoot, and we need to problem solve. And I'm so glad that these people exist, and I need to become more like it. Okay. Metaphor is of a medical model, and I would say, I think of like surgeons, and I know I value that. I would not make a good surgeon. Okay, so barrier, perceived negative because of their association with problems. So people might perceive you as, oh, wow, you love finding problems. Oh, my goodness. Here we go again. Another problem. Always pointing out the bad. Always pointing out what could go wrong. Always pointing out, and this could be a barrier for people. They might associate you with problems because you tend to see them wherever you go. Okay, so now this book, StrengthsFinder 2.0, by Tom Rath. I thought that his quote in here, his paragraph about restorative was so good and so inspiring that I thought, okay, I hate to just read it, but let me just read it and maybe I'll interrupt myself. Restorative, you love to solve problems, whereas some people are dismayed. That's me. They encounter yet another breakdown. You can be energized by it. So when something's not working right, some of us go, oh crap, what are we going to do? I guess we got to rent a car. And we'll just have to, tow this to the wherever. You're energized by problems. Like it wakes you up, inspires you. Okay. You enjoy, I think about that song, Bob the Builder. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. Can we fix it? Actually, we used to watch it in Spanish when we were trying to learn Spanish. Bob Construye. Podermos hacerlo? Sí, podermos. That's it. Yeah, okay. You enjoy the challenge of analyzing the symptoms, identifying what is wrong, and finding the solution. I think about like on NCIS, the little scientists, the five, down in the laboratory trying to analyze all the dead body, trying to put all the pieces together and all the clues to solve the problem. Sherlock Holmes. Okay, type 5 stuff, type 1 stuff. You enjoy the challenge of analyzing all the symptoms, trying to figure out what the problem is and then coming up with practical solutions. You may seek out specific kinds of problems that you have met with before and you have a confidence in yourself, your ability to fix it. But then other times you may, or other people with this skill, this strength, may love the challenge of something new. Love the challenge of facing some obstacle or some difficulty that you haven't faced before, something unfamiliar. Your exact preferences are determined by your other theme. Okay, but what is certain is that you enjoy bringing things back to life. Period. The end. Awesome. Awesome. And I love that word restorative because so many organizations, so many churches, so many businesses, they need this person to come in and just kick butts. I mean, have you ever watched like Hotel Impossible or Bar Rescue or any of those shows? It's usually 8s or 1s. They come in and they just point out everything that's wrong. Everybody's upset with them and they really just turn the whole business upside down and they make the business owners face the problems that they don't want to face and they confront them. And it's going to take that kind of confrontational energy to really pull this off and to really do it right. But what an amazing thing to restore broken stuff, broken teams, broken businesses, to walk into, for example, a church and be like, yep, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that wrong. Basically crap killers. Walk in and say, that's crap, too many excuses, this needs to stop, never going to work, this is outdated, this policy's wrong. To do that with some finesse and some grace and some gentleness and some respect, what a tremendous thing you bring to consulting, to organizational development, to team leadership, to restore. I'm inspired. I'm inspired to work on this. I'm inspired to make this a greater priority. And I love learning. I love being challenged by stuff like this. So you enjoy bringing things back to life. It's a wonderful feeling to identify the undermining factors, to eradicate them, and to restore something to its true glory. How many organizations need this? I mean, think about all those great companies that have gone by the wayside. My dad used to work for Eastern Airlines. He spent 30 years at Eastern Airlines, and at the end of his life, they went out of business. And because they probably needed somebody like this, somebody that would come in, that would do the heavy lifting, to do the figuring out and all the sorting. And so many businesses like that, they ended up in trouble, bankrupt, and out of business because their policies, their structure, their business model just needed somebody like you to come in and straighten it out. And great businesses every day go out of business because look at Sears. I mean, back 100 years ago, they dominated the market with their catalogs. It was like internet shopping before there was internet. They figured it out. They had it. And then the Discover card and you know, the whole unleashing of credit cards, much of that came from them. But where are they now? Where are they now? They needed somebody like this, somebody with this skill set or this strength. So intuitively, you know that without your intervention, this thing, this machine, this technique, this person, this company will cease to function if you don't step in. And so this is so inspirational for all of us to grow in this, to discipline ourselves, to care about this, and to take the time and the responsibility to do this. You fixed it. You resuscitated it. You rekindled its vitality. That could be a doctor with a human body. That could be you know, a business leader with an organization that's failing. It could be a drill sergeant with a failing platoon. But either way, don't matter how you say it, you took something that wasn't working well, that wasn't functioning, and you brought it back to life. You resuscitated it, you revived it, you restored it, and that is a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful thing. It's an amazing thing. What a fantastic strength. And I hate that it's number 33 on my list of 34. Because I want to be that person. I want to be that person. So, you know, I got a list here of things that I can do to try to become that person. Embrace challenges, practice analytical thinking, study problem-solving techniques, get into a curious mindset, learn from others, expand your toolkit, accept failure and frustration as learning opportunities. Because the reality is people don't naturally know how to fix stuff. They get in there and they explore with curious minds, and they stay at it until they figure out how to drywall. They figure out how to put in ceiling insulation. All right, we're done. So if you have this strength, please use it. Please find a place, an outlet where people will take you seriously and you can change things for the better. If you don't have this strength naturally, like I don't, let's commit to working on it. As with all these executing, get it done, tasks. So thank you guys again for watching this video. I hope it encourages, inspires, and challenges you. And as always, be present to life. I'll see you next time.